here live in Vegas,
Yes, yes.
PBX MEX, and we're here with Greg, one of the great ones. One of the great
Wow,
I'll
ones.
take that.
Yes,
the
yes,
hallway conversations.
yes, yes,
I wish
yes.
y'all could have heard the pre-show conversation I had with Greg. An incredible guy, man. Just
Thanks.
incredible. That's
Thank
all
you,
I'm gonna
Jeff.
say. But go
We have
ahead,
to
man.
give you
Real
your
quick, we
flowers.
want you to jump on and tell us about the new things, everything that's going on, the expected numbers, and all that stuff.
Man, I didn't bring my notes.
Hey,
Well, hopefully it's here.
yeah,
So
live off the dome.
the show floor is full this
Yes.
year. I
All
would
right.
say full 90% DJ related stuff. So there's a few overflow from the PBX in the back, like it always. But there's several new vendors on both sides actually. But the thing that we were talking about earlier is we've got 300 more DJs here this year than last year. So it puts us right about 2,000, and that's 2,000 through the door. That's not 2,000 a day, or 500 a day gets you to 2,000.
Wow, that's pretty good. I
Yeah.
like that.
So
That's good.
we're not fudging numbers. It's like 1850, 1900,
Okay.
which is great,
that's
and I would say
great, though.
20% of those have never been to a DJ show before.
Yep, just like a lady we just met a few minutes. A couple people we just met right over here in the background. This is their first show.
Yeah.
But they're on the photo booth side. We're gonna interview some photo booth people too. But
Yeah.
we really here, to talk about those guys we love to call DJs.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So about total about you saying around 5,000 attendees.
Pretty
altogether.
close to 5,000 total. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the 10-year anniversary for the Photo Booth Expo.
Okay.
And it's the number one.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that's Rob. Man, he's got a good team. So
Yeah. Yeah.
And you say it's the number one.
it's the number one photo booth related expo in the world.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You heard it first.
and that there's a lot of photo booth operators that are DJs have photo booths, right?
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
a lot of crossover.
Guilty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it may, if you're a DJ or DJ company and you have photo booths or you engage with a photo booth operator directly, this is the show to be at because we
Yeah.
got both in one deal.
Yeah, and the lady that opened the show last year was totally incredible out of Canada. She talked about her photo booth business. That was and I mean,
That-
it's
yeah,
given
that
me a lot
stuck
of,
with you.
yes, that
Yeah.
stuck with me. You
Yeah.
know me, I'm always trying to
Yeah.
get that one nugget from everybody I hear talk to,
Yeah.
take back and implement it to my business. But man, I'm looking forward to a great show. I know everything kicks off today at 12 o'clock, and
12 p.m.
I'm just excited. 5,000 people here trying to get better.
Yeah.
Let me
yeah.
ask you this, Greg. So, how many years have you been affiliated with the show? And what is it about the show that continues to drive you to
Wow.
stay here?
That's
or
deep.
Stay being a part.
Um, I think we talked about this at NAM. I think it's 2016 or 17. Bob Lindquist, who you guys,
Yeah, Bob.
yeah, you guys should talk to him too. He'll help you more with the details and the numbers.
Okay.
My role here is sales manager for the show floor.
Okay.
And I work with probably 60 to 65% of the clients in there or people that I work with. So I'm out of a lot of the planning as far as the presenters and a lot of the nuts and bolts. I'm on a need to know basis.
But you're still a very intricate part because
Yeah,
for
sure.
a lot of people, the showroom floor is probably the most important part.
Well,
of the
that's
show.
why I go to other shows, is because I want to see who's there. The
Yeah.
education is secondary, which not to demean the education, because
Yeah.
that's critical too. But so probably 2017, Bob invited me out to host one of the classrooms, and Rob and I struck up a conversation, and he needed some help, and it just kind of expanded from there. I guess the motivation for me is I've been a DJ for 40 years. And
Can you say that again? How many years?
40 years this year.
One more time?
Yeah, 40. It was almost, I almost decided to retire last year, and I thought, you know what, retire at 39. Well, I should have just, one more year gives me 40, right? So I've got like 6, I may have 8 by the time the year is over.
Okay.
But one of my goals was to transition out of that. 40 years, you've been a DJ, you guys been DJs a long time, and
Yeah.
as much as it's fun, at some point it's also
Work.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
And so this gave me an opportunity, working with Rob gave me an opportunity to start to pull away from and get some of my weekends back. You know?
We definitely know about that.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel good to have
yeah.
a weekend?
Oh man.
You know,
especially
Well, to
3
me,
or
it's
4 in a
strange.
row.
I can't-
Yeah, it is, but
it's strange.
I
don't
remember
know.
about a month back, me and you were talking, and it was during college playoffs,
Yeah.
or it was toward the end of the
Yeah.
season, and we were actually having the opportunity to sit there and talk about the college game.
Football
Yeah.
game, which
Yeah,
we
yeah.
never get to watch college football.
Yeah.
On a Saturday.
Well, you guys have been DJing a long time too, though. is that
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
yes.
2 years for me.
2 years.
1990
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
I started in 1990. So
You're not that far behind.
No, I'm not far behind.
1985 for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all right. Well, see, you're hitting 42, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
don't
he's- 2 times.
times 20. Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
man, we're looking forward to a great show, man. And
Oh,
we're
yeah.
glad Greg took a couple minutes
Yeah,
to jump on
thank
with
you,
us.
guys.
And y'all, if you don't come out and hang out, just you're missing great networking, great education, magnificent showroom floor.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, you can't. I used to always say you can't afford not to come to at least one of these a year.
Right. Yeah. And there's
You're
enough
right.
choices. This is you probably already know this, but this used to be Mobile Beat Las
Oh,
Vegas,
yeah.
right? So this is we're not sure. I thought it was 5 years. Rob said no, 4, but there was a different iteration on the first year. It was not Mobile Entertainment Expo. So I believe this is 5 years in Vegas, but 4 years is MEX. But a lot of the old Mobile Beat guys are coming back now because they realize outside of all the other stuff, the real gold is what we're doing here and what these guys are doing over here and over there, right?
Yeah.
It's the hallway conversations. I talked to a new guy last night that never been to a show. He said, "What do I need to do?" And I said, "You need to stand in the hallway and introduce yourself to everybody who walks by."
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Or just
Yeah, that's right.
observe
That's
and,
right. Yeah.
talk to those who you want to talk to.
Yeah.
Who you think you want to try to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah.
The great thing about that, before I started coming, one of the things that Jeff spoke to me about was that very thing. He said, "Man," he said, "the hallway conversation,
Yeah.
the the building the relationship
Yeah.
is where it's at."
Yeah.
He said, the classes, you want the classes, but those relationships,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you end up building an extension of
That's
your
right.
family.
That's
yeah.
right.
Just like this, I mean, Greg, I hit him up. I mean, things are already taken care of before we even get here. Like, we need a table for our booth. He already got us connected to Kool-Aid. Everything's already set. We're going to NAM. That's what he told us.
I
He
know.
called us
I
to
know.
Kool-Aid.
I know.
Yeah,
DJ Kool-Aid,
He got
yeah.
his shirt on today.
I know.
But, I mean, he took care of us, got us to NAM. We wrote to people, told them who, and they instantly gave us passes to NAM.
Yeah.
So it's conversations and networking.
And connections,
I did a wedding in New York. I called Jeff with Canal Street Music. Speakers, everything, uplights waiting on me. All I had to do was bring my laptop and my controller and plug in because of the relationships I've made from coming to these conferences.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, so
There you heard it, guys. Again, this is about to start 2025 MEX, PBX. If you're not here, you need to be here next year. Thank you,
you
Greg.
still got
thank
time
you.
as a
Oh,
DJ
yeah.
to get here
Yeah.
tomorrow. Classes for
Yeah,
DJs
yeah.
start tomorrow. You got time.
You can
Right,
drive.
yeah,
Get in your
that's
car
right.
right now and drive.
Drive. Come on, especially if you live in Cali.
Party tonight at 8 o'clock in the showroom.
Yes, you can make it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. 2 DJs, 1 mic. We're out.
Yeah. All right, we're here with Screamin Scott. He's one of the guys going into the Hall of Fame tonight. And one of my goals this morning was to find us an inductee into the Hall of Fame. And little do I know, Greg delivered it to us. So, Scott, tell us a little bit about your career, man. How you started, how long?
Before you go there, I just want start with the name.
Screamin Scott. Oh.
How did I get the name? Okay. The name was given to me by the craziest DJ on the face of this earth. His name is Bullet Bob, and he is as wild as they come. This guy would stop police cars driving out front and interview the police officers and ask them if he could borrow their handcuffs and all sorts of crazy things. So yeah, he's the guy who gave me the name, and we all have very, very unique names.
Yeah.
So that's
the backstory.
and that's been running for like 30 years. I've had that nickname, and everybody said, "Get rid of it. You're a wedding DJ," and they don't want a Screamin Scott up there. And I got rid of it for a little bit, but
It's your personality.
yeah.
So, You're
Craziest show in the country, brother.
Screamin Scott.
You got it. You got it.
So, how long have you been doing this?
How old are you?
Older than you probably think I am.
Every weekend for almost 44 years now.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
all across the world.
Okay.
Istanbul, Turkey, Krakow, Poland, Freeport, Bahamas, Tijuana, Mexico, Winnipeg, Canada. But I base my operations in Madison, Wisconsin, and in Tampa, Florida.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so it's been a fun ride, and I've seen a lot over the years. I've seen a lot of changes, and it's been a really cool ride. What a great way to make a living.
Yes, definitely. I would agree with
So,
that.
so what is it about this beautiful life that keeps you coming?
You know, it all got its start for me in 1981. I was an entertainer in a little bar, and it just blossomed from there. Actually, even before that, I was a welder, and I had this big, monstrous record collection. My whole wall was records. And I always wanted to DJ, but I didn't know how. And there was a guy that was a welder at the booth next to me that was the DJ at my local town bar. Wow. And he said, Scott, I'll teach you how. So he brought me in on a Friday night and taught me how to turn the record a quarter of a turn backwards on the belt drive turntables back in those days.
Belt drive.
And
take a little bit to crank up.
And for 6 months, I was the DJ in this small little town called Spring Green, Wisconsin, at a bar called The Shed. And then what happened is I got fired.
From the
because from the
bar?
bar show, because this was in the heart of disco. The bar owner wanted disco music, but all the patrons, they wanted rock. And I didn't know how to feather the show in those days.
Oh, boy.
To make things keep going. And yeah, so it's been, and then it was just enough to get in my blood. And I hit my dad up and I said, Dad, can you give me a loan?
A loan?
A loan. I want to buy 4 Bose 901 speakers and go mobile. I wanted to do the bar circuit. And he thought about it for a week and a half, and he said, okay, Scott, I'll co-sign a loan. So we bought the 4 Bose 901 speakers, and I would load them in the back of my Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am and go to my shows with 6 milk crates of albums, okay, and carry these things in to every single show. Okay.
Oh my God.
So I did that, and I started doing the bar circuits, and then a buddy of mine, Mark Kohler, asked me. Actually, it was Brian Ringelstetter. And on October 2nd, 1982,
wow,
he was getting married. And he said, Scott, I want you to DJ my wedding. And I said, well, I don't have enough equipment, but we put our stuff together. I'll be glad to do your wedding. And that's where it all began.
1980.
October 2nd.
Wow.
And so I'm going to retire probably October 2nd, 2032, on my 50th anniversary of the first wedding I ever entertained. That's kind of my game plan. And if you've been doing this a long time, you can't retire.
No,
okay?
completely.
It's in your blood. Yeah. So you do friends' weddings and your family members call you up. So anyway, fast forward. I was gone all week long as an iron worker, making high-rise buildings, certified welder. And I was gone all week, and then I was gone all weekend doing the entertaining thing. And something had to give. And no guts, no glory. So what happened is I called up my Yellow Page rep, and I said, listen, I want the biggest ad in the phone book, on Madison's phone book.
Hold on, right there, Scott. For you younger generation, he just stated something that's a dinosaur right now. Yellow Page.
It's like
rep.
It's like really.
Oh yeah,
really.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh my God.
I love it. So I got this, and I about gasped when that first phone bill of $1,800 rolled in, and I went, oh, how am I going to cover this? But you know what? All of a sudden, I went from doing 3 shows every Saturday night to 5. And then the next year, I was up at 7. And then the next year, 10 and 14, all the way up. I had 20 people working for me, and most Saturday nights, we had 14 weddings out the door at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And I had to rely on all of these people that worked for me. And if you guys have ever had people work for you,
Yes.
it's so hard to find people who put their whole heart and soul into this.
Did y'all
It
hear
is
that?
so
Whole heart and soul.
your whole heart and soul. It's
Yeah.
my life. I live for this.
Yeah.
And when you get somebody with that kind of an attitude, the sky is the limit. So and then my energy level and I've got, like I said, I do things in weddings that nobody in the country does. It's the craziest gig. I'm the guy that brought up the vice president of Rayovac in a posh country club and had him carve up the Energizer Bunny on the middle of the dance floor with an electric chainsaw.
Oh, wow.
And I had every Rayovac account every year since. That's the way that it works.
But it's separating, making
Yeah,
yourself separate.
absolutely.
Were you screaming while he was doing it?
No, that's it's my audience. Somebody scream! You know, so then, from there, the state of Wisconsin came after me. They said, your guys are actually employees. And I had this long fight, and every DJ company
taxman.
that tried to fight them in the state of Wisconsin lost. They're actually employees. Okay, even if they hand out their own business cards and have their own federal tax ID numbers and use their own equipment and their own vehicles to get to the show and have their own advertising, they all still lost. And that took a lot of wind out of my sails.
Yeah.
And I decided, okay, I don't want to be the biggest. I want to be the best. And I downsized. I went from doing 660 shows a year down to 20.
Wow.
The right 20.
The right 20.
And that's where I'm at today. And in order to get my price, because I charge a lot more than most other companies, because I deliver an experience that no other companies deliver,
Okay.
I hold my guns on my pricing. And because of that, I have to cast a wider net. So this week I booked a show in Indianapolis. On Saturday I had a wedding on Clearwater Beach in Florida. 3 weeks ago I played in Wisconsin, but I just played in Maryland and opened up for Kool and the Gang in Cincinnati and played in North Dakota, a game show for a major gas station. So I go all over, and then it went international. I started a company called the International DJ Exchange. So what I was going to do is I was going to bring in DJs from all over the world, and they would pay to get on the list. And clubs would hire me to do a Jamaican night. So I'd give them a DJ from Jamaica to go do that. And that gave me the opportunity to play in places like Istanbul, Turkey, and Krakow, Poland, which was the highlight of 44 years. I'll tell you that story in a little bit. But what happened is the work visas, it became so hard, so I couldn't continue to do that. It was too hard getting people into the U.S. to do that.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So then what happened, and I'll go on the Krakow, Poland thing.
Okay, go ahead.
The highlight of my career, 44 years. I was doing this underground discotheque at about 3 o'clock in the morning. And it was time to pull the plug and call it a night. And the whole bar was chanting, "Screamin Scott, Screamin Scott, Screamin Scott." And I oh my God. That hit home so hard.
This guy loves his job.
And
Did you give him another hour?
no, I couldn't. I had to go to Berlin, on a little later part of the trip.
Yeah.
So yeah. And now I do a handful of shows. Pat McDonald is the guy that wrote the DJ training manuals for Disney and Carnival Cruise Line.
Oh, wow.
And he heads my Florida division. And then I'm kind of bounced back and forth between Wisconsin and Florida mostly.
Okay.
And I own Madison's third longest running entertainment company. And just seen it all. Thank you.
Congratulations on going into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's, and I want to take a second to thank all of my supporters, all of those years that those telephone calls at 2 o'clock in the morning coming in or out in the hallways of DJ conventions where you shared your ideas to help me make my show more successful. And I shared back, thank you. Thank you to all that have been there every step of the way. Thank you to those who gave me the kick in the butt when I needed it, because I was ready to hang up the towel, because this industry is so very, very hard. You know, 3 marriages gone because of this industry.
Wow.
So
But I followed my heart.
Okay.
You know, and I'm still doing this all these years later. But it is a tough industry, as we all know.
It's got its ups and its downs.
So in closing, Scott,
Yes.
what is something that you can share with our audience that may be looking to start a DJ business or to get better at it? What is something that you can share with us out of the 44?
If you can't tell, you have to put your whole heart and soul into things. Okay, that is, without a question of a doubt, everything else falls into place. If you can put your whole heart and soul, it's got to come from here.
Yeah.
It really has to come from here. This is a very, very hard industry. You do not get into this industry for the paycheck. You get into this industry for the love of entertaining, to walk in and know that any audience you play to can be eating out of the palm of your hand 10 minutes into the dinner hour, if you know what you're doing. And that is why you have to get into the industry. If you're in because you can make money on it, in all honesty, AI is going to be replacing you. I'm just being honest.
That's for a follow-up interview at a later date. But he's going to talk to us about it. But man, we appreciate you jumping on.
Guys,
Congratulations.
thank you so much.
Can't wait to see you.
Oh man, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mom.
Y'all heard it. Day one, MEX, PBX,
Screamin Scott.
with Screamin
Scott.
And I am screamed out. Bye. How you guys doing? We're at day one, MEX PBX Mobile Entertainment Expo and Photo Booth Expo, and we're here with someone that's making a lot of noise in the industry, and that's Miss Renee. So Miss Renee, what brings you to MEX PBX?
Well, this is actually my first time coming to PBX, and
How did you hear about it?
I heard about it through an individual in the industry, and just said you got to be here. Like, if you are going to do photo booths, you have to be here.
Okay.
So that's what got me here.
That's what got you here. My question is, what are you looking to get from being here? What?
So, as an individual who's owned the business, and since 2017, I literally have been doing it on my own.
Okay.
And so I'm ready to turn my hobby into a business.
Whoa.
And
Powerful words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you ready to grow up now?
I'm ready to grow up. I want to be a big girl.
Okay.
All right.
So we want you to get your pad out, your pen, and make it happen.
I'm ready for it.
So, with that being said, and someone telling you that it's important for you to be here, what advice would you give to someone else in regards to coming here?
Yes.
Now, we know you haven't experienced anything, but from what you've experienced so far, what advice would you give?
I would say to make sure you show up, you're present, and that you are listening and taking notes. Being here, just being in the presence is number one, but listening and being coachable.
Wow, I felt that one.
Yes.
Because, being coachable, being able to be coached is so important. And that means that you have to be willing to listen.
Yes.
And if you're willing to listen, you can be willing to learn.
That's absolutely right. Right.
Well, so we want to do this. We want to catch you 2 days in.
Okay.
And have a conversation again.
Okay, cool.
Since this is your first time,
Yes.
we want to see how, impactful
Yes.
it has been for you 2 days later.
Yep. All right, Mike, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
You have it.
All right.
Miss Renee is coming back.
Okay.
2 days.
2 days.
All right.
Thank you.
How you doing, guys? We're here with Bray. And Bray, can you tell us what brings you here?
Well, I've been in the photo business for about a year now, and I'm looking for more information to learn about the business, more about the business. So that's why I'm here.
Okay. All right.
Get strategies.
But quick question: how has business been? Just doing it on your own, or just?
It's been a little challenging, but it manageable, working. But now I want to learn from some other pros on how to do and what not to do.
Okay. And what are some of those challenges, if we may ask?
Marketing, getting people to come in, not ghosting you, what to use and what not to use, what software, what marketing strategies is best, those type of things. Because sometimes when you go into business, you don't realize, okay, you go the long way of doing stuff when there's a shorter way of doing it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we not want to put out the money, the funds to get started.
Advertisement.
Exactly.
We definitely understand that.
Yeah, so now with meeting people that has done it before me, I can learn from them. So that's what brings me here.
All right. Wow.
Okay.
Well, hey, another one. We want to talk to you also, if possible, in a couple days, day 2 of and see what you've gotten from it. If you've taken anything away that you'll be able to go back home and use in your business.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. That was painless.
Oh, it was. See, and you was worried about how.
No, it's just.
Because I don't like talking.
Well, how you gonna be in business if you don't like to talk?
That's the thing. This is new. It's taking me out of my comfort zone.
Okay, well, we.
Well,
glad.
you know, that's what's good.
Yeah.
And we're
It's a challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we may just, every time we see you, we may just interview you.
Hand the mic to her.
Yeah.
Well,
Take it away, Brent.
We can't wait to see what you get out of it, bro.
Okay.
All right?
Yes. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank
All right.
you.
2 days.
2 days.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, thank you. We're back again, day 1, and we have Tamara with us here today. So what brings you, or is this your first time?
No, this is my second time. So I was here last year.
Okay.
Okay, wow. And how was that for you?
Oh my gosh, I doubled my business. So it was amazing.
Wow. So,
Oh.
see, Mike jumped right into my next question. What brings you back? What brings
me back so I can grow my business and learn new techniques so I can make it better.
Okay, so you said it doubled.
Yes. Well, actually, it almost doubled and a half because I went from like 60 to about 193 events.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to ask this question.
How?
Give me one nugget that just really changed your
I
business.
added a CRM. So that helped me tremendously.
Oh my gosh.
Let's take a bow to her right now.
Wow. So just doing that, what is it about that?
My response time, it's made it quicker and easier for me to respond to people because now I have ways to keep
And you
track
have a
of things.
system.
And I have a system. It builds in my contracts and stuff like that. I can go and backtrack things by looking at messages.
Oh my gosh, wow. See, this is a walking, living testimony, and y'all won't believe this. She's actually close, my neighbor.
I know, we're neighbors.
She lives in Arlington, I live in Mansfield, so
And
she
I live
doesn't
in
live too
Dallas.
far from me. And that's
Yeah.
funny because, I mean, there's a lot of people, but see, there's the thing. A lot of people are coming here getting this great material, going back home and using it and transforming their business. And I met you somewhere in Dallas or either here
I think
last
you're
year,
in
I think.
Dallas.
Yeah,
Yes.
but man, that's great. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I'm just saying what's one of the things that's even more beautiful about the situation is he does photo booths.
Oh, awesome.
You do photo booths. You said come in here almost tripled
Yeah.
your business. That's how much business is out there.
Well, and we can actually team up and white label with each other so it's actually contacts.
Yes. Wow, that's amazing. Well, man, we thank you for
Oh,
jumping on.
we have one more
You got one more
question.
question? Oh, yeah, that's right.
more
One more
What is
question.
that question?
So, in what you've experienced over almost 2 years now, what advice would you give to someone that's looking to get better?
Networking, making contacts, being able to share experiences. Make sure you join the Facebook groups. Make sure you listen to people's podcasts because what happens is you grow.
Yeah, you grow, yeah.
There's room to
Wow,
grow.
2.5 times 2.5.
Yes. So this is something that we would like to do if you don't mind. We would like to catch you 2 days from now, and we want to see
What you
what
got?
has happened in
Well,
those
I
2
would
days.
love that, except for I have to go home on Thursday for a corporate event because I can't. When I have corporate event coordinators contact me, I can't turn down their jobs because I don't.
We'll catch you Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. Okay,
Yes,
you can do that.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Well, thank
And,
you,
know,
man.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love it.
And it was so nice to meet y'all.
Again.
Thank you.
All right.
Network.
Yeah.
I
Follow
will.
us. 2
I will
DJs,
follow
one
you.
All
mic.
right.
All night.
Have a good one.
you.
All right.